So Sharon's show is called Look Openly, and which I think is an intriguing title, but I'm going to start off with, because we all helped you do the curating of this show, and it was the color palette that really struck me. So if you could talk about your color palette a bit.
Okay. Well, if you look at me, you would think I don't like color at all. But once I started painting, I both had this big tube of red that I just used constantly. And also, I grew up in a pink and green room when I was a kid. So I'm kind of drawn to these pinks and this green. So the colors are vibrant. I was told to kind of space them out by Matt Schleck, and so they could breathe. So that's a little bit about the color palette.
But it's interesting how they're also tempered with darker colors that ground them. Is that intentional? Or?
That's very intentional. I don't have really formal training. I've been painting for just a few years. I started painting when I retired. I took some courses at Fleischer and some online courses. Basically, yeah, I was trained to ground the paintings with darker colors, yes.
But it's also interesting how you use the dark, I mean, not only are there like just dark fields, but you've added lines and arcs and things to give it more of a structural feel.
Yeah.
Although they're abstract.
Yes.
There's a very,
to bring sort of order to the chaos.
Yeah.
This painting in particular had nothing, none of the marks were on it, just blank color blocks. It kind of fell flat to me. The next morning I woke up and I was just like, that needs something. It needed more of a story, and that's the title of the painting, The Story's Been Told. So, yeah.
So also on this one here, it's two people and it almost looks like a calendar. Is there a story in that one?
There's a big story. I'm very glad you asked that. I don't know if people have had the chance to see this, but this is me, and this is also me. So this happened when it started when I took a Eurail pass when I was 19. Met these two brothers in France, and they invited us to, I was with a girlfriend, they invited us to stay with them if we were to come to the Netherlands. And so when we went to the Netherlands, we did stay with them, and very PG, so nothing's happening there. They told us later that was the first time they had girls over to the apartment when their mother wasn't. So that counts, I guess. 52 years later, I went with Allison to the Netherlands. And because she was so friendly and open, I thought it would be just great to look these guys up. And I know we would have a good time. And so I spent like a day on a Dutch website, or a Dutch Facebook page. The page was, everybody on that page was looking for somebody. And I posted this picture because I had their names on the back and a date. I spent a day on that Facebook page getting feedback that those names are unusual. You're gonna find these guys. I think this guy has a business. I did find them because this guy had a business. and I was able to get the name of the business and an email address. Allison and I went to Amsterdam and then went to The Hague, where they were still there after 52 years. And got off the train, and I said, Allison's wearing an orange hat. And these two very tall people, because Dutch people are notoriously very tall. That's so true.
Yes.
I'm debating
all
that.
the time.
Easy to recognize, and we just had, very sweet. We just had a wonderful time. And so this painting is called Old Friends Are Time Travelers. And that is true, right? You go through a lot and you're sort of on the other side and life happens. So there's these two characters. Allison took the picture that I drew that from. Interestingly, I mean, the Dutch flag colors come out. I didn't consciously do that. This heart thing came out. I didn't consciously do that either. The buildings kind of look like that, and there's water through the canals. It just kind of happened. So that's the story of this painting. It's a good one. It's a good story.
It's a nice story, yeah.
A lot of the pictures have, they seem like a cross between abstract and something very figurative, and I wonder, do you often start with a figurative idea, or vice versa, or do you start with the abstraction and you see some figurative things in there?
One of the things I do is blind drawing to start a painting, and that creates shapes. So this painting, for instance, looked nothing like this in the middle of it, but became this during the process. This is called Interior with Escape Route. It might look like something else to somebody else, but to me it looked like an escape route, because that's what I always need, is some type of escape route.
So then, you said you started with line drawing in this
Yes.
case and in many cases. So the one that you told the long story about, did you start with that intention, trying to capture your feelings, or did it emerge as all because you had been on the trip and re-met them and so on?
No, that one I started with the intention.
The intention.
Of capturing that trip.
The feeling.
And that whole thing, the whole story.
But you do both, so then.
Yeah.
What is your favorite color? Is it red, or is it pink and green?
I think I do love pink. I love pink. I mean, a lot of people don't like pink because of what it kind of means, but I do love pink. But I love also this color combination. This purple and this intense orange. Pink plus.
I'm not an artist.
And you don't play one on TV?
And I don't do that. But, so this might sound like a really dumb question to ask in front of all these talented artists here.
No dumb
But I
questions.
just really want to know, when you're there and these things just, you're in a headspace that is completely, like, I guess, empty of everything, right?
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
these things just come to you, like, how do you arrive at that space?
It's just in the process of doing it. You are in a different mindset, I guess. And it's in the process. You're kind of focused and concentrating and looking at what's my next move, what's my next color, what colors are going to look good together.
But then these
Yeah.
things like the heart and these things, these
That
images
just happened.
just happen, they are inside of you and they have meaning and they just pour out just subconsciously,
that does
right? That you're not really focusing on, I think, right?
No.
But they just
Yeah.
come
Yes.
in the process.
Exactly. So that's a good comment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jackie?
I'm just curious, do you have a favorite
Do I have a favorite?
All of them?
Well, this one was in my bedroom, and I really enjoyed that. When Matt told me to take out a couple paintings, I went to take this one out, and he said, "That's my favorite, don't, don't take that." Yeah, I like this. It's quiet, it just makes me feel calm. And the title is Breathe. It's hard to choose a favorite. I love this one too. I see it as a little cartoony, but I love the spirit of it.
I see three here that have almost a completely different palette, the earthier palette and more of a drawn technique. I mean, can you say something about that? Like why do you sometimes, what makes you work that way sometimes? Is it what you're thinking about, or the subject matter, or?
It might be that that's all the paint I have. Right?
Yeah.
So that's my own choice. But yeah.
That's fine.
Well, yeah, a group of us were helping you, because you said, "Oh, I need help curating."
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, and just to give a peek behind the curtain, curating is an interesting process. It's not just a matter of like, okay, let's put this here, here, and here. It's a massive jigsaw puzzle. And we had so much fun moving things about and back and forth. How did you feel about that process? Because it's different when it's like the members area and you're just one of many pieces.
Yeah.
But this was your show.
Yeah. I was very grateful for that help. I really was, because I have never curated anything. At one time, like this painting was next to another blue painting.
Yeah.
I don't know if I had that one in, but I had another one in, and it just got lost. I just really, really appreciated the help, and I think I took a very much a back seat to that whole process. I just think the people who, were involved in helping out with that process were dead on, and the fact that, I mentioned that like 3 different times, but he said, take some out, and I think April helped out with the colors and making sure that, for instance, this is as somebody said today, is a cousin to this, but it doesn't take away from it. And I have to say, when these red pieces went up on the wall, I'm just like, that really pops. When you said it's inside people, I agree with that. I feel like art is a learned skill, and I don't think it's talent necessarily, and I was told by one of my teachers, it's not talent, it's skill, just like reading and writing. And math are skills. And people go around saying, I can't draw a stick figure. Well, that's not true necessarily. It's a skill. Yeah. And you have to work at it and show up.
It's a discipline too.
It's a discipline, yeah.
But isn't it also a way of thinking and seeing the world?
I think so. I mean, I don't think anybody else would be putting these paintings up on the wall.
Now, this is uniquely you.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's your,
definitely.
it's your visual language.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing that people feel, is that they haven't found their visual language yet. And it's like, it's there. It's just,
Right.
you have to explore.
And it happens.
Yeah.
I just wanted to give Frida a plug. And this painting is actually in this food book that they produced. So, yeah. there's commentary about it in the book. If you're not familiar with Frida, it's a cafe during the day from 9 to 3, and then a community after hours. And they had this wonderful book put together. Took about 3 years to produce, and I just feel, honored to be in this book.